The function f of x is defined that x such that x maps on from 3 minus 2x for x less than 1 and x squared plus 2 for x greater or equal to 1. So sketch y is equal to f of x and state the range of f of x, and then solve the equation f of x is equal to 12. Okay, so we've got this function. It's defined for different things at different values of x. So this is what's known as a piecewise function. And if you draw the graph, okay, from x less than 1, okay, and also it's an open circle here, then for this value here, it will behave as 3 minus 2x, so hence we get a straight line here. And then for values of x greater or equal to 1, it will behave as x squared plus 2. So this is why this is a curve. Right. We had to find the range. Now, if we put in 1 here, the endpoint of this one here, because it's the lowest value we get here on the range, we get 3 minus 2, which is going to be 1. Okay, even though on this part of the function it seems to jump from here to here, there are values which will give you a range for those two values here. Okay, so at this part of the function it's just 1 to 1, but after here then it becomes many to 1. So the range will be any value here upwards, okay, and these carry on for forevermore up here. So therefore the range will be f of x is greater than 1, but it cannot be equal to 1 here because it wasn't defined at 1 at this particular value here. It's an open circle. Even though it's defined here, we cannot use it at this value here because this is the lowest point, but it is not actually, you cannot put 1 in here at this value. This gives us the lowest value, so we don't put the equal sign in here. So be very clear about that. Right, to solve the equation, right, what we need to do is split the equation up. So you need to check for when x is less than 1 and try and solve 3 minus 2x is equal to 12. And we solve that, we get minus 2x is equal to 9, x is minus 9 over 2. And then here it behaves differently, so we need to check when x is greater than 1. So we got x squared plus 2 is equal to 12. So we get x squared is equal to 10, x is the square root of 10, but we need to just take the positive square root because we're considering where x is greater than 1. So that gives solutions x is equal to minus 9 over 2 and x is equal to the square root of 10. That's enough for us to determine whether that the function is actually a many to 1 type function. Now, if we had to solve it for, let's say, this, x squared is so we had to solve the equation when f of x is equal to 2. We're only going to get one solution, which is this one here, by putting this equal to 2. Here, if we try to solve it, we'll get a value outside of the original domain, so therefore we could not include that solution. You just need to be careful when solving equations with this type of function. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to find the range of a piecewise function and solving equations in terms of a piecewise function. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.